But I mean, we mentioned spirits of the land. How do you classify spirits of the land? We've covered some of them, but fae, obviously, and dragons, it's a whole big umbrella term, really, isn't it?
It is. And, I feel that the spirits of the land, and anything that's of the earth, like anything. And there are some spirits, like you can say, the elves, the fae, the earth dragons, things like that. But also the tree spirits, the rock spirits, clouds, the traditional earth, air, fire, water spirits, the spirits who live under the sea, the spirits who live in the mountains, the spirits who are part of the tornado or are, part of the thunder and the lightning and the wind. Like, how many times have you been outside and felt the wind and thought, oh, that's a wind spirit? It's all spirit, because in my practice, I'm very connected to animism and things like that. So I think everything has a spirit. I do think that everything has to have a consciousness per se, but is it live? Or maybe it is. But when I connect to a rock spirit, it feels different than a fairy, and it feels different than the fire spirit, and it feels different than a spirit of roses and lavender and things. And so I also think there's a lot more spirits than we even know. There's spirits under the ground, there's spirits above the ground, there's spirits everywhere.
I work with animism too. How do you feel about big things like buildings? Do you feel they have spirits as well?
I think it becomes a thought form.
Okay, yep.
So this is where my ceremonial magic comes out a little bit in my philosophy. So I mean, one could say the ore, like the ore that turns into steel and bricks and rocks, contain that energy. But I think that it becomes so humanized, so man-made, so human-made. And there's a whole lot of people in buildings. They go back and forth, and our thoughts create a life. So if people don't know what a thought form is is basically when you think of something so often or so powerfully, it becomes conscious. And sometimes you can control them, sometimes not, depending upon what's happening. But I think, like, I'm in Chicago here, so we have like the Sears Tower, the John Hancock, lots of hotels, and they all have an energy. They do. They all have an energy, and I feel it's years and years and years of people having a judgment, a feeling, a connection with those structures, and it forms an energy of itself. Now, that being said, maybe it does have a consciousness, and I just haven't reached out. Maybe it does. Now that you say that, I'm going to be like, okay, John Hancock Building, how are you today? See what it says. I'm busy. I'm I'm very busy.
I talk to my house.
So I
do talk to my house. I must admit, I don't hold conversations with a lot of buildings, but I do work with the energy, and I think different places. I think you're right. They pick up, don't they, the energy of the people that have been through them. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like whenever you go to a grove or a park or a lake or something has an energy. So your house, which makes sense because that's where you live, your energy is all over the place. Plus the energy of your spouse, children, cats, dogs, things. Because I walked into homes, I thought, oh, this has some really nice homey energy. I walked into some homes and thought, ew, they need to cleanse this out. This is weird.
Been there.